Guardians, and welcome to The Last Word, GamingLag.com's Destiny-only podcast. I am your host, Mike Chalice, and with me, as always, we have the man with the beard, Matt Bird.
How's it going?
Mr. Gloom and Doom himself, Sam Landry. And the boss of bosses, Josh Quigley.
I'm going to forego my introduction by saying, what was that?
I've decided that
I don't know words.
No, I'm Mr. Gloom and Doom. I'm not allowed to be happy, so I've decided that every time they introduce me, I'm always going to make a random sound.
Okay.
So
this week was Murloc?
Exactly. Next week, I'm going to practice my hive.
All right. So before we get going, we always like to talk about two things before we talk about what we did in Destiny, which is one, Gamer Support Gamers, which is a page dedicated on our website to gamers who have YouTube channels, Twitch streams, websites that are dedicated to gaming, or podcasts dedicated to gaming, to try and help them have another place for people to find their content, because this market is incredibly saturated with stuff. And we are also trying to get out there, and as we support you, hopefully you support us, and that's why it's called Gamer Support Gamers, because you sort of get the idea. So go to that webpage. If you do have a channel that's not on there yet, you can fill out the application. Just click on the big Gamer Support Gamers banner, click on GSG on the side of the page, and if you are there, visit all the other gamers that are on the page and see if there's somebody that you like. We try and categorize it into what games they play. Unless you're somebody like, Lord X, who literally has everything checked off. So, maybe you find somebody who plays the games that you exactly like, and you watch that person all the time. I mean, Twitch streaming is a thing, and YouTube channels are a thing. So find somebody like-minded, and yeah, I think that's
There's
pretty
a
much.
lot of things that are things.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that are things. And last
Technical terms.
Last but not least, of course, our swag shop, which is a way that you can support us. Instead of doing donations, we decided to make a swag shop in partnership with Spreadshirt, which is a really great website that allows us to take the proceeds from it and use that towards equipment and games and stuff that we are going to need.
Odds are you're more likely to find something you want on there than Zer.
That's the best.
That is.
We do carry heavy ammo.
Yeah, we carry heavy ammo, and no, we really like. We love it when people support us, but instead of asking for donations, it's a lot better if you give us money and you actually get swag, so you can go and talk to your friends and stuff like that. And they ask you what that is on that shirt, and you say, "These are the best podcasters on the planet." Or something along those lines. You can say we're subpar. Whatever. I'm okay with that.
Can't help but notice you're using that shirt to varnish your deck.
How come you're cutting that shirt into rags and not the other one?
Oh, you mean this really old holy shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, what have we been doing in Destiny? I'm going to let you guys go because, well...
There's only
blood born. So, you guys, whoever wants to go first.
Gallahorn, that is all.
Praise be to Gallahorn.
Praise be to
Gallahorn.
So happy.
So did you get any good drops this week?
Gallahorn.
Did you not hear?
Except I'm feeling it. I'm finding it hard to decide what I want to level up first. Meeta Multi-Tool or Gallahorn.
Gallahorn will be really fast,
and
then Meeta Multi-Tool is really slow.
But Meeta Multi-Tool is really good.
It is, but it's really slow to level.
Yeah, if you
also
don't have
looks
Fang of
really
Virud,
cool.
I guess Meeta Multi-Tool would be good.
I have Fang of Virud, I just don't want to use it.
Oh man, it's so good.
I'm Oversoul Edict is like my life.
It's a good gun, no doubt about
and
that.
then Abyss Defiant is just, oh, you're a wizard, you're dead. That's what you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else want to go then? Because Sam's just all about Gallahorn.
Did I get anything this week?
You got your second Abyss Defiant?
I did get my second Abyss Defiant.
We got your Warlock over 20.
We did get my Warlock over 20, which was a thing.
Yeah, and then we and then you made it to 24, and then 25, and then out 26.
And then I realized I need to go to work in 2 hours and work for 18. So
yeah,
went to sleep.
Matt, what did you do this
week?
I didn't need you. I got Thorn all by myself.
That's so much easier with a Warlock.
Oh my god, the Warlock is OP.
It's because everything you do is void. Just grenades, melee, everything.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm like a proud father. It's great.
Okay.
He's becoming a real man.
They grow up so fast.
We keep throwing things out here that we can't take back. You're not Matt's father. Matt's not a real man.
And I'm done.
Really? You guys pick on me on a daily basis, and I'm not done.
One crack at you and you're done. Come on.
Yeah, but Matt's better.
He's got a beard. Is that why?
Yes.
Yes.
Trying.
Yeah.
You're failing.
Failing.
That's not
so
trying.
Is that everybody?
No.
I haven't played Destiny because Bloodborne came out, and I'm pretty much obsessed with that. So, and I did give everybody the heads up that I probably wouldn't be on this week because of that, because I wanted to get a good chunk of it done. Still not even close to being done because bosses kill me a lot. But so you guys did the raid.
I had my most embarrassing sword-bearing antics, I think,
To date?
Yep.
when I was level 31 and didn't know how to use the sword.
You were better.
I did a way better job.
I don't know what it was about
Like-
that day, but it was
But
interesting.
we 5-manned it. He's bad luck. We can't raid with him.
Well, and it's that I did everything perfect
done.
until the last swing. And every time, it's like, no, I've been perfect thus far. I'm done.
Yeah.
no,
No. You get 3 really good sections, and I'm out.
No,
Yeah.
it's not you. It's Crota. He's just like, I'm done kneeling down on my knees. I'm down bowing to you.
That is actually a bug that I read about.
It is.
I thought it was bad timing or a glitch in the graphics, but it's not. It's just
It's happened.
it's
It happened
just
to me multiple
he turns
times.
around and hits you really quickly which he's not really supposed to do.
Yeah,
And then he chased me that time.
Oh,
I
that was
don't-
fun.
I don't
We had
know-
that on video. That was good.
I don't know if it has to do with anything about the fact that we're using a ledge that I don't think we're supposed to actually be using for
the
the
reality is Bungie's not thinking about everything outside the box. Like they have this ledge that you can stand on, and that alleviates every part of the fight that has to do with the thralls and stuff in the middle.
fight. Or
It really means the sword bearer rules.
Yes,
that
exactly.
or that video that Matt showed me of this Titan who was standing on top and just like Superman dived and punched Crota in the face. and killed him.
That video was given
Oh
the
my
spotlight
God.
in the was it the community update?
Yeah, I
that
think
they
it
did.
was-
it
and
was-
normally they do multiple videos, and this time they were just like, no,
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 just
this
this
is
guy.
it. This
Nothing
this
comes
guy,
close to this.
this guy Supermaned it.
Yeah.
We're done.
All right, let's
Yeah,
move on to
it's
the
awesome.
news since we've talked about what we've done in Destiny. So first bit of news we have is Josh Hamrick, gameplay designer for Destiny, leaves for Bethesda.
Sorry.
In case you missed it on our other podcast.
Which you should definitely check out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, nobody can. I said this already, but nobody can ever like dispute that the gameplay of Destiny is seamless. That is the reason people are still playing it. I mean, it's Bungie; they do a very good job with mechanics, and he's one of the gameplay designers leaving for Bethesda. That bodes well for Bethesda. I think Bungie's probably got it under control regardless. So
I think it'll be fine.
yeah, Vault Space announced. Everybody excited about this?
I ran out of space for the first time.
Well, you would be excited about it if it wasn't a very marginal upgrade, but at least they're doing something. So
It's something.
Vault Space
It's
announces-
marginal, but
yeah.
it will. You
Well,
can have
something. Yeah.
one of every exotic in
So
there now.
24 armor, 36 weapons, and 24 items. That's one extra row for every piece, I think.
Except,
well,
except
no.
weapons.
3 for weapons.
3 for
Okay.
yeah.
Which is fine because it's 16 in the end.
Yeah.
Extras. And right now, with, it's ballpark, House of Wolves will probably have
3 exotics.
3 or 4 exotics.
3.
So it'll match out to be, have even a little bit more room in the end. Especially for people like me who's kind of hoarding that first assault rifle you get at the start of the game, hoping that one day it'll be able to be upgraded.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Absolutely. At least they're acknowledging the fact that they need it. Obviously, they put it on that list that they made of things that they wanted to accomplish.
Yep.
It does allow a player who wants to have one of every gun in as far as exotics. They can have one of those. There are still people complaining, saying it's just like when they did the Bungie app update, and I was listening to a few podcasts, and they were like, "Wow, the app update's really great. I can do this," and then they were complaining that they couldn't do it in game, and I was like, "Well, listen, they're making steps, okay? They are."
I mean, they're baby steps, but they're steps.
For sure, and I agree. I agree with everything that everybody says, but I mean, it doesn't matter what you do; they're never going to please.
They're
us,
making the
No.
game
essentially.
better 1% at a time to complete the game. Because
Yes.
we got, what, like 5% of a game when it came out?
Listen, as I keep mentioning, if that comment thing is as big as everybody is saying, that's I think I calculated it to like 60% of what the launch title was.
That's a lot of time.
and if they charge like $30 for that, that means like
We're up
really
ahead?
did get ripped off with Destiny, but. The game is no.
Wow.
Seriously, but the game is still really.
That's
good.
not where I thought you were going with that at all, but
No.
But the game is.
I mean, he's not wrong.
no, I'm not saying
But
he's
we
right
did.
either.
Like if,
Yeah.
if they launch something that's $30, that is 60% of the game. Like, that's content that maybe. Can you imagine if they have if they took The Dark Below, take House of Wolves, and whatever this Comet thing is, and they launch it as one title for $70.
Destiny 2.
Whew. Yeah, I know they won't make that same mistake twice, or maybe they will because it's Activision. But leaked info suggests Queen's Wrath bounties to return in House of Wolves and will be held in the Reef social area. I don't really think that's a surprise.
No.
I would imagine that's all that's going to be in the Reef social area is that reputation, probably a couple of vendors, so that if
New
you
vendors,
are there,
maybe.
I wouldn't say new vendors. Well, maybe new vendors, but I would say like the gunsmith will probably be there for ammo. I would say
A new
a Cryptarch would be there.
a new
as well.
faction would be nice.
Yeah, well, that'll.
Well,
be
they
interesting.
said that there's probably going to be some new factions formed.
Then they would say that there's supposed to be 3 new factions, and those are you kind of choose which one you want, but they're actually going to mean something instead of the other ones, which absolutely mean nothing.
They have cool gear.
Yeah.
That's about it.
They have cool emblems. Next bit of news: with lack of content, people finding different and unusual ways to defeat strikes and raids. But boy with cerebral palsy defeats Crota using his foot. He kicked his ass.
Either.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've been waiting all night to say that.
Either we're really unlucky because we couldn't beat Crota on normal by ourselves with 6 people, or this guy needs to be recruited to like
Our team?
something better.
Our team. Yeah.
Join
He needs to
Gaming
play
Lag.
with us.
Yeah, buddy, come on.
absolutely. Destiny LFG.net purchased by Planet Destiny,
No, really.
which is interesting. That's the website I believe I use when I'm finding, because I know there's 2. Isn't
Use
there?
what, .com and
there's
.net?
actually 3. There's the one that's been featured by Bungie. Destiny LFG never was, but it's so much easier to use. It's actually the one I use every week, and then I repost what I've gotten, and then just sit in the Gorgon maze for a couple hours at a time.
Yeah.
Which I will probably be doing again tomorrow to share with people. So
Yep.
You know, you have access to my characters. As long as you don't delete anything, you can have fun.
yeah, no more Galahorn for you. If you do,
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're you?
Wouldn't that would be so mean.
I would
I
not
wouldn't
do
wish that upon my enemy.
Screw you, I'm moving out. Figure it right yourself. That's what I'm going to hold over
Next
him.
little bit of news, it's sort of older news, but they were talking about the reason that the loot cave was actually closed down originally, and we thought I don't think we talked about this, so we thought we'd put it into the news. Everybody thinks it's because I was breaking the game and all this stuff, but the reality was it wasn't really a big deal. It would give you a chance at a purple, and now purples that drop in like in the world are pretty much irrelevant.
I miss them.
Yeah,
I find them at the post office because I don't see them.
But the reason that
Maybe I'm
cave
colorblind.
went down was reportedly because they were getting too many complaints from people that were using the loot cave, and people were actually doing their story missions or going up and doing like a strike or something.
People were standing
and
there.
People were standing there, so they weren't respawning, and people were getting mad about that. I mean, you got to be pretty selfish to, oh wow, you're on the hill. Now if somebody's standing there and jumping like to taunt you or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
You know what I did
But-
about that? I left, went to orbit, came back down, and found one of the servers that didn't have anybody there, and then
Yeah.
shot at it for a couple hours.
Yeah,
And then you know
exactly.
what? Someone came back. Cool. I pieced back to
I
orbit.
mean,
and
it
go
was
back.
still something that was broken that needed
Sucks.
to be addressed, but maybe they wouldn't have if they didn't get all those complaints, because that's a lot
was-
of emails that somebody's reading and going, this guy's an idiot, this guy's an idiot, this guy's an idiot.
It was
yeah.
a cool little Easter egg, and then some other games have
Things
had
like that
references
happen in
to
game
it.
Or,
Yeah.
or
Like,
things that you talk fondly about, like when you have glitches and stuff in games that
That benefit you
that
versus
benefit you. That versus,
Crota being down and suddenly
Yeah.
Or the
his
sword
sword's down.
disappearing.
Yeah.
The swords disappearing is a good one too.
Oh, like that one.
Yeah. So that pretty much does it for the news this week. As we keep mentioning, Destiny news is sort of getting thin and fewer and far between. As we get closer to House of Wolves, of course, there'll be lots to talk about
Hey.
in House of Wolves.
They said between April and June.
Yeah,
we're,
so
we're
we're
stepping into April there, people.
Stepping into
Hey,
April.
hey.
It's only going to come out in June, but
it's going to be May.
See, here's your
I
problem.
think it will be May too, actually.
Somebody has told Bungie that August is in between April and June.
Just somebody. Are you sure the calendar? No, that's a misprint
so
calendar.
Don't worry,
Obviously.
you can go with mid-August.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
But
It
with-
is, don't
with-
worry about
Trust us.
With Comet slated for September, that would push it back to like
Yeah.
This is
December.
my
I'm gonna
prediction.
cry.
Comet's not going to happen in September.
Comet's gonna happen like November.
It'll
2017?
probably happen.
November, December.
November, December.
After Destiny 2 comes out.
Unless the issues they're addressing with House of Wolves were minor issues and they only have a small team and most of the team's working on Comet.
That would make sense.
It would, but we'll see what happens. They should launch it in September because right now all they have is Metal Gear Solid 5 to compete with at the moment, and that is not going
That's
to
a big competition.
It is.
It is.
That is stiff competition.
It's not going to take away from Destiny.
Oh, yeah, it is.
No,
it's not.
Oh, yeah, it is. No.
No,
Not
not
even a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Come
probably
on, guys.
1%.
You need to look at him when he's saying things like
I
that.
don't like
some
looking at him
support?
in general, though.
I mean, I don't fault you. But,
So we're going to move on to some emails.
My heart cavity.
First, a quick shout out to Don Giovanni,
Cavity,
who
there
won
we go.
our prize pack. For
Good job, Don.
We drew on the other podcast that we have. You can get entered into this podcast whether you write into this show with a Destiny question or a gaming question. Go to gaminglag.com and click on Contact Us. Please do it that way if you can, because it makes it so much easier to decipher who it's from, and it's just much easier for me. Even if we do not read your question on the podcast, we will enter you into the draw. Sometimes we get like 7 emails and we can't read them all, and then sometimes we get none. We'd really love it if people would keep sending in their questions. We like to read them, and we also like to hear feedback and stuff like that. And my personal favorite, when you say you love the show, I like that part. That's my favorite.
he does. He really does.
I do.
He does.
Yeah, he won't
His
shut
eyes
up
light
about
up.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Absolutely. So first one comes in from Zork, who is one of our. He's written in before.
Wow.
Sure, that's what I was
Sentence
trying to say.
Kinda
One of
went
our
nowhere.
people who wrote in before.
Yeah. So what weapon would you like to see made better that is not already exotic or legendary?
I don't know.
Matt?
The very first gun in the game, Kvostov. I would love to level that up because it looks like an M4A1, even with its broken sight and everything. I actually have one in my vault still, just because every once in a while I do like putting it on my character, because even though it's a completely common gun, when you're going against those low-level characters, a level 32 actually increases its power, so it's not bad to use.
Absolutely.
I'm actually with Matt. It's an insanely satisfying gun to use.
Husk of the Pit.
If only they'd make it so you could upgrade it.
So you
Yeah,
can
like,
upgrade that
gosh.
to the best gun, highest damage gun in the game.
I don't
not
know.
best
If you
gun.
look through my vault, it's literally all purples and yellows, so I don't know. Like, I and one white.
I got a different one to throw out at you. Stranger's Rifle. So the first, obviously now it's a little bit irrelevant, but the first time you get to 20, you finish the story, and they give you this Stranger's Rifle, and you're like, wow, it's got such a
18.
cool 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
At 18, you use this gun. It's got a very cool sight on it. It's a blue, and then, of course, you realize it's really not that good.
it's a purple.
It's a blue.
Yeah, the first time you get it.
Oh, yeah? And then...
All 3 of my characters, it's been a blue.
Yeah, me too.
You guys are missing my point. What's that gun that's currently not out? That exotic?
Oh, the Fate of All
All
Fools.
Fools? Exact same model gun. Looks exactly the same. Nothing's changed it, except it's classified as a scout rifle for some reason. But it's basically the exact same gun.
Well, I just
I'm
like
just
I
being
just
an
like
ass.
that it fires like energy bolts and stuff.
Oh,
it's not
it's
arc
cool.
damage. It's a very cool gun.
The
It's
sights are
super-
really cool too.
Yeah, it's super satisfying to get, and then you literally replace it almost instantaneously.
I know when I got it because I spent way more time doing patrols than I should have when I first leveled my character.
Yeah.
So
Did.
by the time I beat the game, like I only beat the game because one of the daily heroics happened to be the last mission of the game. And then it went to a cutscene and I got a rifle. It's like, oh, this is new. All my weapons were
better.
legendary or exotic. I sharded it immediately.
Yeah.
I don't think I equipped it. I don't think I actually know what it looks like equipped.
That's the problem, though, is that you beat the story, and I understand that you only have to be level 18 to beat the story, but this reward you get is not like your first legendary item. It's not anything like that. It's a gun that you replace now instantly. You don't even equip it because you already have a better gun.
It's a very
But-
strange gun.
We're going to move on to the next email.
All
Thank you very
right,
much for
next
writing
email.
in. So this one is sort of been talked about a little bit on pretty much every episode, but this one comes from Brandon Pilley, and he writes in, do you think that Destiny will last the 10 years Bungie and Activision have promised or done after this year? So what do we think?
I don't know if it'll last 10 years. I mean, how many people are already griping about how little there is to do
Yeah.
year one?
Let's put it this way. It said it was going to be a 10-year game. the content they have in it, I don't even think it's barely going to make a year.
Yeah.
I think with Comet, we're gonna get like we're gonna be past the year mark.
Year and a half.
But like 10 years is
Far.
So they never said it was going to last 10 years. They, like Matt said to me earlier, they said
Yeah.
they were going to support it for 10 years. If they're counting Destiny 2, and obviously whatever sequels come after that, they probably will have people playing as long as they evolve. So
Yes.
if they take the original Destiny game and they say, okay, so this is what we did right, which is, gameplay. We'll put that over here as done right.
You got some good guns.
You got some
They're
really
fun.
really great
So,
weapon database.
Story, we put it in the garbage.
Story, that is, we're going to put that in the recycle bin.
No,
and then
no,
we're gonna-
no, no,
the
no.
recycle bin.
Then we're going to empty it, and then we're going to format the hard drive.
And then we're gonna wipe a magnet over the hard
But they're
drive
taking
on
steps
both
in-
sides.
Again, they're taking steps in the right direction. They grabbed a new lore teller, basically. He's going to be the lore master for Destiny.
Go lore master.
There
Write
needs
some
to
books.
be... I'm okay with the size of the worlds. There
I don't
needs to
know
be
if I could
more
get
of
through a
them
book.
for the next game. So there needs to be more planets, and there needs to be
Well,
the same, like at least the same
you know,
amount of guns, and the story.
If
actually
it's
needs
gonna
to make
last
sense.
for 10 years, if they're gonna support it, cool. By year 10, I want to be able to be in the Pegasus Galaxy. Let's put it that way. I want enough planets to fill up to that.
It would be cool.
you want to
if
fight the
they-
Borg, don't you?
If they did take
Maybe.
it to another solar system, I think that would actually add a lot to the game because they could basically make whatever they want.
Ooh, a better use for your ship than just a loading screen.
No, that's
That
not
I want to
probably
do
won't
something
happen.
with your ship. Come on. Like
Yeah.
a mini game of some sort. You can like fly and collect like space dust.
Have you considered blinking really fast at it and see if it looks like it's moving on the
You
screen?
fly, you move your ship around, and you collect glimmer as you're flying.
Never gonna happen.
No.
It'll.
I actually feel sad at that suggestion.
Yeah. I don't ever think it's
Whatever.
going to get to that point because, yes, they have long loading times and stuff, but at least they give you something to look at while you're loading, and it's sort of, for the first at least, I'm going to say 20 times, it actually feels like, okay, I have to fly to this planet, that's why it's taking so long. After that, though, you're just, this is ridiculous. I don't really care about that. I can actually get over the loading
We're just
times.
going
They
to Venus.
recycled
It's
that
not far.
from Resident Evil initially, where you're like, yeah, of course you have to climb this ladder. That's why it's
Yeah. My problem is it takes the same amount of time to warp to Venus as it does to fly from orbit on the Earth to the ground.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
he
It's
goes-
a loading time.
He goes around the world 4 times before he actually lands in
Yeah.
Russia. Because why is the tower in Russia too? They never clarified that.
I would also like to see if they are going to do the same solar system. Yeah, have old Russia. I like that environment. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
I want more of Earth.
Why don't we do another part of Earth?
Somewhere.
Maybe somewhere else. I understand that there's a lot of Fallen there, but we're Guardians. We're supposed to be killing the Fallen, so maybe head to a foresty area. Maybe there's some snow somewhere.
I know.
There's
I know a
actually
place where
been,
there's
maybe
snow and
maybe
trees.
and I
There's
don't.
been screenshots of the Guardians around snow though
Okay.
before the game released.
Yeah, that'll be like Pluto.
And I don't want to get real crazy at this. Weather conditions.
Oh yeah, weather.
Well-
They have
Right.
night and day, Josh.
Okay. I'm sorry. I retract my suggestion.
I
I
know.
didn't mean to offend anybody.
I know a little place where there's trees and a lot of snow. It's just right outside my back door.
Yeah.
Bring us to Canada. Come on.
Yeah.
We're friendly.
Okay. All right. That's just not.
Come on, come on, come on.
No
There's
one
a
goes
new,
to Canada
There's a
in
new
video
speaker
games.
that's there, and all he says is "a."
Nope. And I
Hey.
have a reason why it's not going to Canada. Because when we play with Nanu, and Nanu says, "Please don't kill me," the Hive are all like, "Pfft, "No, I guess we can't kill him." So if they took the game to Canada, everybody'd still be there. They can't kill us. We're too
Yeah.
polite.
Yeah.
They'd hug us.
Absolutely.
We'd hug the rage out of them.
It's
Don't hate.
Make love, not war.
It would be nice. We got a
Oh.
first little glimpse of Mercury as well. I really
that's
I really
cool.
like
Yeah.
that map. I love that the sun
It's
is
very-
right there and it's so bright.
Very Mars-esque. Very
Yeah.
sandy.
Yeah, I like all
Or,
of that.
Mercury-esque.
Like
I
acid
want to see
pockets.
more planets. I hope Comet has more planets. I like that we're getting a new social area. I think that's a pretty good step in the right direction. But
Neptune. It's all water.
As far as lasting 10 years, I
Underwater level.
honestly I can't see it, and they have to. They're like.
Is the PS4 going to last 10 years?
No.
No, that doesn't matter. They can support it to the next platform. I don't
I
care
get
about
ya.
that.
Okay.
But I just have to. The leap they have to make from Destiny 1 to 2 and then to 3 is huge.
Let's put it this way.
You're so silly. By year 10, there's going to be like Destiny 27.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Destiny right now as it is probably only 5% of what came out in the expansion in Mist of Pandaria.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
And that's just it. Like
Destiny Advanced Future Modern Warfare.
you compare
Metal
you
Gear
compare
Rising.
something like an expansion
8.
from a full launch of World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft was a 2-month game of content. And by the time you were max level, they had way more content already for you. So they have to come out quicker. I understand they don't have the same funding because it's
across the hall from them.
It's already spent.
And they bought that space in Times Square. Which costs a lot of money.
Bungie, bring Blizzard donuts. They'll help you.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
All they want are donuts.
They
All
just
they want
want
are donuts. All
They're
right.
not
Or
actually
Timbits.
across the hall
We're
from
gonna
each
bring it
other.
back
though.
in.
I know, Matt. That's the joke.
We're gonna bring it back in. That pretty much does it for this episode of the podcast. We'll be back next week. Check it out every Thursdays as well as our other podcasts every single Monday. Thank you very much for writing in for the 2 people who did. Please write in more questions, whether they're gaming related and not Destiny related. It doesn't matter. We have a podcast for both. We'll put you into the draw. The next draw is going to be in May, and it will be for a little bit of Gaming Lag swag as well as a copy of Assassin's Creed Black Flag for Xbox One. And I think that's it. So let's do our little plugs here. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Matt Chalices. If you want to follow Matt,
At ManWTheBeard.
if you want to follow Sam,
At Mr. Gloom and Doom.
and if you want to follow Josh.
Joe Quiggle.
And you can always follow us as a collective group at Gaming Lag with 2 Gs. That's the most important one you need to follow. As far as content coming up this week, we're going to have some Let's Plays of Helldivers and Diablo going up, as well as another Let's Play indie. I think this week we'll do Rogue Legacy, because that game's awesome. And I'll be streaming this week pretty regularly. I'm going to stream, I would have already streamed today, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow because this is Thursday. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so that does it, everybody. Thank you very much for listening, and this has been The Last Word.